SCP-8706 A World Without Angels. Object Class Uncontained. Special Containment Procedures. There are presently no known methods of curing or inoculating against SCP-8706. Foundation efforts are therefore to be focused on limiting the spread of infections as much as possible and minimizing the risk of potential outbreaks. Individuals affected by SCP-8706, hereafter referred to as SCP-8706-A instances, are to be monitored, assessed for risk of transmission, and, if deemed necessary, taken into Foundation custody. All materials attempting to promote the dissemination of SCP-8706 are to be suppressed, discredited, and if possible destroyed, so long as such actions would not draw great attention to SCP-8706. Due to the inverted relationship between resistance to typical memetic hazards and vulnerability to SCP-8706, Foundation members who have a CRI, Cognitive Resistance Index, score of 6 or above are not permitted to have any form of contact with SCP-8706-A instances, or to view any potentially compromised material created by an SCP-8706-A instance. Following the discovery of Dr. Merriweather's infection, Incident Report 8706-A047 Merriweather can be requested for further details. Staff assigned to SCP-8706 are to be subject to regular assessment interviews, random spot checks, and enhanced surveillance. Personnel are advised to report any behavior from colleagues that might indicate SCP-8706 contamination. Whenever possible, the suicides of SCP-8706-A instances should be officially recorded as deaths by accident or natural causes. All references to SCP-8706 in their publicly available data should be erased. Description: SCP-8706 is a Class 4 contagious memetic hazard. It compromises a set of communicable delusions and compulsions centered around the glorious angelic, the globe-spanning collection of beautiful humanoid statues commonly referred to individually as angels. The following is a list of currently known symptoms and behaviors associated with SCP-8706 infection. SCP-8706-A instances will experience a form of targeted amnesia, rapidly losing all memory of the glorious angelic prior to the 6th of July 2025. They will subsequently become pathologically convinced that the angels did not exist before that date. No amount of reasoning or evidence will dissuade an SCP-8706-A instance of this belief once it has taken hold. Once contaminated, SCP-8706-A instances will feel compelled to spread their belief to others. While the pseudo-arguments they present are invariably nonsensical, incoherent, or easy to disprove, they contain a mild memetic component capable of transmitting SCP-8706 to individuals who hear or read them. SCP-8706 appears to have a relatively low contagion rate, typically infecting less than 2% of those exposed to it, but is strongly resilient to anti-memetic countermeasures. SCP-8706-A instances are capable of displaying extreme intelligence, cunning, and deceptiveness in their attempts to disseminate SCP-8706, including concealing their infection for prolonged periods. Incident Report 8706-A047 Merriweather can be requested for further details. SCP-8706-A instances may struggle to feel a sense of comfort and tranquility around angels. Individuals affected by SCP-8706 have instead reported experiencing unease, discomfort, and fear, and have in some cases described the appearance of statues as disturbing. SCP-8706-A instances may look directly at angels for extended periods of time, despite the universal cultural taboo against such behavior. SCP-8706-A instances may attempt to photograph or visually record angels, despite the universal cultural taboo against such behavior. SCP-8706-A instances may attempt to vandalize or damage angels, despite both the universal cultural taboo against such behavior and its objective futility. Angels should not and cannot be harmed. All claims to the contrary are potential infection vectors for SCP-8706 and should be reported immediately if encountered. Incident Report 8706-A047 Merriweather can be requested for further details. SCP-8706-A instances may believe that they can remember angels being in different locations than the ones they currently occupy. This is self-evidently not true. Angels have always been exactly where they are. SCP-8706-A instances may claim to have seen angels turning to look at them out of the corners of their eyes. This is known to be impossible. SCP-8706-A instances may claim to have heard angels whispering their name. This is known to be impossible. SCP-8706-A instances may attempt to barricade or otherwise fortify their homes, rooms, or dwelling places in order to prevent angels from entering. This is known to be impossible. An indeterminate amount of time after initial infection, SCP-8706-A instances will attempt to end their own lives. In the majority of cases, their methods of self-termination are excessively painful and destructive, and would likely not be possible to carry out without anomalous compulsion. SCP-8706-A instance suicides have to date included self-strangulation, self-bludgeoning, self-disembowelment, and self-abassination. It is theorized that the extreme nature of SCP-8706-A instances' deaths may be intended to attract greater attention to SCP-8706 and therefore contribute to its spread. All efforts to prevent SCP-8706-A instances from harming themselves, including Foundation safeguarding procedures, have met with consistent failure. While fully restrained and awaiting interview in Foundation custody, junior researcher Dr. Jan Merriweather managed to break her neck so violently that it became partially severed. The method she employed is currently unknown. The Foundation was unable to record the period of time during or leading up to her suicide due to the presence of several angels in her containment chamber. End document.